Call tonight's meeting of North Islands Recreation and Park District to get the approval of the minutes. I didn't see. I don't know if you had anything. So,
Oh, there is a correction. This is the, what's it call it? Like grammatical. It's where,
Page?
2, it's just who's, okay. Board member Reynolds, the second paragraph, the last sentence is just grammatical, just whose is there. That's all I saw. Y'all see what I mean? Right before,
Yeah,
board member Allen, yeah.
last one.
Yep.
What do you agree on that one? Gotcha.
I move to approve the minutes with the corrections as stated.
I second.
Okay, any first and a second, do we have any further discussion? So I can know.
Director Cummings,
I, here.
Director Harding,
Aye.
Director Reynolds,
Aye.
Director Ballard,
Aye.
Chairperson Williams.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Chairperson report, to be honest with you, I have nothing, because I've just been trying to get my life squared away.
Tell the truth, yes.
I
So,
wasn't like I can put that.
I can just tell you what I do all week, yeah, board and next week. So I'll go to number 4, comments from any fellow board members. Oh, yes, Ms. Crystal.
Oh, I was gonna go in order, I didn't wanna,
Oh, no, there's no worry, if I see someone
well,
look
look
at
in
me
the
like,
eye.
I better hit her now.
Well, I just wanna say I'm really grateful for the opportunity to have attended the CPRS conference these last 3 days. I didn't get to go on the tour with Rachel and Sarah, but I heard it was really cool, and someone zip lined.
I did.
So I was really looking forward to that.
We're
But,
gonna take pictures.
yes.
got it.
But I really encourage my fellow board members to stay, kind of paying attention to those emails we get from CSDA that share all of these
One
trainings.
momento, por favor.
I have not seen one of those in a very long time.
Since 1987.
I really hope you guys update that at some point.
Anyone know? He's like, this one's working just fine.
I can't.
Wait, but then that's the stuff.
You guys will have to go in and change that officially as a board sometime, because it's taped as the board.
Take no issues.
Maybe we should try it.
There. No, wait, we should get into the new year. Okay, go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
yes, board members, take advantage of these opportunities. And there is funding for us to attend trainings, I confirm. And because I care and love you all so much, I brought some swag to share and stuff, so that it can be an incentive for you to attend the next one or even the one in May. In May, they already had it posted. Not May, I'm sorry, they have it posted and I'll share. I don't want to misspeak.
Okay.
But yes, it was a fun experience, a lot of information, too many choices to choose from, but it was valuable, so thank you.
Okay, before you start, Bo,
Yeah.
what was that word you used besides swag?
Chom.
Chump.
Wait.
Chump?
Chom, yeah. Because, that's the fish, that's the,
Chump, okay.
that
Me
you,
and Larry were trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Oh, like, so we're ready
you're
to
baiting,
win?
yeah, when you're baiting
Oh,
sharks
good.
and stuff like that, so.
Okay.
it's-
Okay.
Makes so
Chinese
much
is
more
also
sense.
another thing to do, but
I knew I'd see you deny that, so I'm gonna ask you what it was.
Chom.
So,
Yeah, can I go?
yeah, go ahead.
Happy Women's History Month.
Yeah.
It is so great to work with all of you very intelligent women on both sides of this table. That's weird, y'all are at the end. You might want to think about that. But anyway, happy Women's History Month. I am very excited, and I want to thank the staff for working with Sacramento Tree Foundation and SMUD. Of course, that was something that I really wanted to support last year. And Larry just said, don't worry about it, Bo, the staff has got it, and he was that was correct. The staff got it, so I'm looking forward to seeing y'all out there on March 19th. And to the public again, we are having a tree planting in Larchmont Park on March the 19th, beginning at 8:45 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just make sure you sign up.
Principal.
I also have to say,
8:45, yeah.
You have to sign up. I'm just saying, I think because the only last conversation I had, there were just two of us on this board that signed up.
We have some beautiful T-shirts we'll be
That are
distributing,
coming.
but you have to sign up.
Sign up. That's why I'm emphasizing.
but is there
Thanks
another
for
way
the
to
challenge.
sign up?
Yeah.
Go to the district website.
Go through the districts, because the event right through is Sac Tree Foundation.
Says it's full.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, go
So
through
go
us.
to you. Okay.
Yeah. No one else? Okay. Well, reports from standing committee, we have none. So we go to the administrator report. Are we just, well, okay, Scott, go ahead. I mean, you're gonna be talking a couple times.
Couple times. Thank you, Pat. I just wanted to touch base briefly on page 2 of my written report. The project updates, we're at the finish line for 3 of them, and we're excited about that. Our electric ADA compliant doors are in and operational. So if you swing over to the community center, you'll see the double doors. So that's actually a whole new panel. It goes the width of the old opening, and it's working great so far. The doors in here, the one door on the rec center door and the one entering the office, got new door openers. And there are 2 plates for folks that need to be able to reach them to enter our buildings. I just like to use it because it's kind of cool to see how smooth and effortless it is and watch the doors in operation. So you'll also probably notice the A-frames out here and the caution tape. We've had 4 parks undergo pathway repairs, and Larchmont and Carl Rosario parks are complete. The office was poured starting early this morning, and Brock Park was also poured. So that concrete will set up in about 3 or 4 days, and all that stuff will be gone. We're going to put a new covered bench seating out here for folks that want to just come by and enjoy the quietness and the shade of this area. And then lastly, the trucks that I've been babbling about with you for months now. We did bring one down, so it's dark outside now, but you can see those out there. We got 2 2021 F-150s for under $60,000. So it was a great deal, and it's been a real addition to our fleet. So we're super excited about that. And just to piggyback on what Bo brought up, the tree event, we've had a couple of logistical meetings with the Sac Tree Foundation and key volunteers. Pat's been present on both of those. And the trees have been ordered. They'll be delivered to our maintenance yard a week from tomorrow, and we'll bring them up to Larchmont Park. The Tree Foundation people will bring shovels and picks and everything that we need to dig those holes. The irrigation for the new irrigation for those trees will be going in starting tomorrow, and will be done well before the event a week from Saturday. So we're excited about that as well. That's all I have.
Anybody?
Yeah, I just have a point of information. I was brought in, so last month I decided to ride around to the parks, at least 3 parks, at night. I wanted to see what I could see at night. I wanted to see if, some of our unhoused neighbors, or just to see what I could see.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, on the back side of Rock Park, there's a sign there right when you're that pathway that comes directly out of the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
If that sign could be repainted, I think it would be great. Like I don't know if it needs to be replaced, but it's in bad shape. It's not in good shape. So if you could just take a look at that.
It actually does, I don't know when you were at Rock.
That was probably like 2 weeks ago.
I'll double check it, but I'm almost positive it's been repainted.
Okay, great.
I saw the same thing you saw.
Yeah, it was, yeah, thank you.
So, one quick question on Largemont, where we poured the concrete, which looks good. All that, there was, obviously you dig bigger than what you need, so you can set it up. So are we gonna just sod that or seed it?
We will put some seed down to help it kind of grow into the existing turf
Yeah,
there.
no, I think it looks good.
Yeah.
Cause I kept going by there, and I even mentioned, man, you better get this, we got trees
That's
coming.
that's the first part we started.
No, it looks good, so.
Thank you.
All right, next will be recreation.
Outside of my work report, I don't have any updates, so I'll entertain any questions if there are any.
I got one.
Sure.
How's the spring Easter egg hunt coming along?
It's coming along, getting vendors signed up.
Are we getting vendors? Because
Mm-hmm.
I signed a vendor up yesterday.
Great.
That was pretty simple. I don't need Rachel
No.
or my 10-year-old grandson.
Sure, yeah. Try to do our best to make it user-friendly,
So-
glad to hear that.
Can we use, on these reservation now, so the spring clean, the yard sales come out, I can sign up for any time for that, right?
Mm-hmm. As long as there's spots, you reserve a spot.
Yeah,
Nothing
well, no,
else.
I saw there was.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter what we put there, or once we pay our monies, and we put whatever we want, as long as it's within. the
I'm pretty
guidelines
sure
of the public.
there are guidelines that restrict what is and isn't allowed.
Yeah, no, I'm just, like I said, I'm on the park district board, the soccer board now, because I have nothing else to do in life. And we're trying to get things out, so.
Okay.
I have nothing for you.
I do, real quick, just Lincoln's really sad he's not gonna be able to make the spring break, because he's gonna be in Arizona.
Oh.
I got the email from Rachel the other day, and I was telling him, he's like, but I wanna go.
That'll be sad.
I know, so just a heads up,
I'll let
'cause
the staff.
your guys' program is just so amazing, you guys.
Thank you.
I can't even put into words how great you guys are, so.
Appreciate
Just a
it.
heads up, that's why he won't be there, that's the only reason.
Well, we'll let it slide.
This time, right?
Yeah, thank you.
If Coach can't be there, then you just might as well shut it down.
Shut it down, shut it down.
I want to add to that comment. I was able to, I came to the district, I think to sign something. Ended up going next door to the seniors who were having bingo. They were so cute. Not even cute, excuse me, let me put some respect on it. They were like self-sufficient, handling, they had a collar, they even shared some of their coins with me so I could play. And were teaching me what the names of the things, because I did not know. It was so crazy because I was like, I could only handle one. And some of them had like 6 to 8. I'm like, what the heck? So that was really nice, and they welcomed me in, and they were like, no, come back and play. So that was really cool. And then one day I was coming home, I went to the Raccoon Club. Oh my goodness. They really are an amazing team. The staff engaged playing with the kids. Like playing kickball. We accidentally kicked the ball on the roof. So I don't know how we can get them down, but I was like, we need to get, because they're like, there's a museum of balls up there, so we got to figure out how to get them down. But I was really impressed with just the layout, the use of space, even the multi-purpose room. Kids were over there with computers, kids were playing games. They were like, it was just functioning very well, a really pleasant space. Even when I was talking with some of the kids, like, why do you come? Or what do you enjoy? They said they enjoyed playing. Mm-hmm. They liked that they were able to do their homework. I think there was a group of kids that came from a classroom. They were all like giggling and just having a good time. And I really just want to, if my babies were at Bridge Point, they would be part of Raccoon Club. Mm-hmm. So I made sure to put that out there, that people to really take advantage of the programs that are available. And I'm really, really proud to be a part of this district and the staff that y'all have. Amazing. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I'll share that with the staff.
Anybody else? All right, we'll move on to number 7, correspondence. technically, we don't have, because of our policy on having to have the agenda done within 72 hours, we did receive something from the county of Sacramento, the elections, special district representatives. So since we couldn't find, we're going to move it to 10D as in dog. You got to put it on the agenda due to the fact that it's a time-sensitive piece. So everyone got their copy, right? So, all right. Next one is comments and reports from citizens. I didn't get no email or anything, so we're good there. Unfinished business, we have none. None. So now, under new business A, is the Red Point Chardonnay Park Playground design options. I'll turn it over to Scott to introduce Ms. Kelly.
Yeah, I want to just quickly give you a little bit of, maybe just expand a little bit on my written report. As you're well aware, we have funding in the budget for a new play structure at Chardonnay Park. And then just after the board was adopted, the board approved another $135,000 for the new play structure and improvements at Ridge Point Park. So we are here now and ready to move forward. We invited 4 designers to come out, representatives from Dave Bang Associates, from Berliner, from Miracle, and from MRC. And Kelly's here from MRC. She represents many different manufacturers, but Game Time and Playcore are the 2 that we're most familiar with. So we met with each designer at the parks, kind of broad strokes. I didn't want to really give him or her specific ideas of what we were looking for. Maybe just to allow them to be creative and use their experience and talents to come up with some options for us. So under discussion, I want to just expand a little bit. The first goal is we want to expand both play structures at both parks. And at Ridge Point specifically, that means west of the park, the existing footprint, that's where we're going to put a shade structure with picnic tables and benches. So that'll almost double the size of the square footage of that particular park. At Chardonnay, if you've been up there, you've noticed there's some concrete curbing around the existing play structure, but it kind of pinches into the middle of the play structure area. We're going to blow that out a little bit. Jackhammer some of that out and create more of an oval space. Just by doing that, we'll create some more square footage. We go on to incorporate shade and seating at Ridge Point, and as I just mentioned, that's where we'll go west of the existing play structure. And integrated shade, which is simply shade structures over play structures. So at Chardonnay, there's no integrated shade. So when the kids play there in the summertime, it's exceedingly hot. So all the designers were tasked with coming up with integrated shade options. We wanted structures that were appropriate for all kids, ages 2 and up. At Ridge Point, that's what they call a 2 to 5 lot. And if you've been there, and I know most of you have, it's pretty tiny. There's not a lot of excitement for kids older than 5 years old. So again, the task of the designers was to come up with designs, they call them a combination play structure, 2 to 12. And I'm confident that Kelly was able to do that. We were when I met with Kelly, we were walking both areas, and we kind of looked at each other at about the same time and said, we have a little bit extra space here. How about if we incorporated some adult fitness, multi-generational play? You have the adults there with their children, grandparents, parents who can get a workout in while their kids are playing, and those that are done with their workout can enjoy the shade next to the structure. We wanted to include inclusive play designs, and I know inclusive play structures are one of Kelly's specialties. All of our parks, all of our playgrounds are accessible. Accessible and inclusive are not the same thing. They're all wheelchair accessible. Inclusive design provides play structures and play options for kids of all abilities. Physical, cognitory, auditory, everything. And so we didn't go with a full inclusive design, but we wanted to add some inclusive elements. So it's appropriate again for kids of all skills and abilities. We wanted to, as I put it, we wanted to fit as many different play options as possible in the space provided. We want a bunch of stuff in there. We want to get our money's worth. So there's going to be a lot of different things going on at both parks. We shared the budget. $115,000 at Ridgepoint. That leaves about $20,000 left over for contingencies. One of the projects we will do in conjunction with the new play structure and shade area is we're going to put a wrought iron fence where Tipwood curves around the northwest end of the park, so that if kids are playing with balls or they have pets there, they can't run out into the street after them. There'll be an arc of a fence around that end of the park. The same thing in Chardonnay. We set a budget of $175 to do that concrete work and any other contingencies or add-ons that we need to do as the project goes forward. So that all being said, all four designers did a wonderful job. It was a really, really tough choice, but in reviewing Kelly's designs with Larry, and if you've been up to Streetlight Park and you've seen the new play structure there, it was installed in 2017. That was a design by MRC and Game Time. That was we were fortunate enough to get a grant that paid for half of that play structure, and that is a full-on inclusive play structure. So we partnered with Kelly in the past. And there were other things we had to take into consideration. We want these playgrounds up and going by June 30th. That's a real tight timeline when you consider design, manufacture, ship, and install. Mm-hmm. And by installing, we also mean demolition of the old stuff. That's all included in the price. So, and that was a question I asked of each four designers. One was very straightforward, very honest, and said, I can't get you this stuff till September. So, he thanked us for the opportunity, and I assured him that there will be other projects coming down the road. When I asked Kelly about it, she said that her companies that she reps have done a good job of pre-ordering steel and materials, and her timeline was by far the quickest turnaround. So that was another big factor in choosing to go with MRC. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to introduce Kelly Oakes from MRC. She's been a friend of the district now for a few years, and she's going to go over what we picked out as the best two options for each park, and you'll have plenty of chance to ask questions and talk about add-ons, different colors, all those things. Kelly?
Do you mind if I gear it towards them? Because I know you guys have already said. Okay. All right. So let's start with Ridgepoint. It's a little bit smaller of a footprint. I'm sure you guys all can know this. Well, somebody lives near it.
I do.
Okay. You're really okay. So I'll just do a brief overview. I know you guys have like kind of smaller renditions in front of you. Okay, good. So just to let you know offhand right away, these colors I just selected. So we can go over, any color changes that you guys would like to see. These are all customizable. I just kind of picked something that might pop. So this design, let me start with Ridgepoint option 1 actually. Go in order. So this one is a more kind of a natural design for Ridgepoint. Both of them have a very similar footprint. What we're going to do, the existing footprint is about right here. So we're going to bump this out, kind of give it a little bit more interesting, shape. And I put in this unit as it's a combo unit, so it's technically 5 to 12, but there's lots of play value for 2 to 5 as well. In that there's like smaller slides and bigger slides. So one side of the structure is geared towards the younger children, and then the other side is more towards the event, which is good because when you have a 2 to 5 structure, kids tend to get really bored quickly. And sometimes when it's across the park, mom, has 2 kids and she can't really watch. So I like these smaller pocket parks, gearing them towards like a challenge, so they have something to work up to. Mm-hmm. And really, that's what you'll see here. There's lots of like beginner options, but then there's also like the spiral slide that they probably won't be able to go down, when they're younger, but they'll have something to look forward to and work up to. So I did think, COVID's kind of changed a lot of things in the world, and one of them was when all the gyms shut down. So many more people were outside. Like I live in Folsom, and the trails were packed, and I was like, this is awesome, right? So I was thinking, there's a lot of people who, one, can't afford gyms, but also for the benefit of being outdoors and exercising, it's more beneficial than working out inside anyway. So why don't we start to, personally, I've started to incorporate the fitness into almost every park design I do. One, because kids are getting very lethargic nowadays with the video games and the, and so I figured like give the parents something to do at the park, they'll stay longer, and also they're role modeling for the kids. So it's kind of like a passion of mine to make it so that it's a multi-generational space, give the parents something to do, you're setting a good example. So here there's a very compact fitness unit. It works every muscle group. It's all stationary because we don't like getting calls saying, oh, this broke, and you know, we like to keep it as simple as possible for these guys so they can keep everything running nice. So these are pretty bulletproof. They're all stationary, but it also has a board that gives you all the exercises you can do. So it's kind of like a CrossFit. There's like, you know, plyometric options, there's strength options, there's core exercises, all in this little teeny footprint over here. And so also when I'm designing this for the kids, I like to kind of make sure we're working every muscle group as well for them. And so we need to make sure that there's like balancing opportunities, brachiating opportunities where they can work on that's the overhead bars, work on their upper body strength. You know, the spinning really gets the brain going. Believe it or not, it helps stimulate brain cells and core. So you're tightening your muscles as you're spinning. So there's like lots of little hidden reasons I like to add certain elements in. But this is qualified as a play on national demonstration site, which means it does hit all those muscle groups for the kids, and it's designed under best practices for fitness. So since we couldn't fit a full swing in this area, I added a little swing that's also multi-generational, and it doesn't have to go inside the play pit because it's actually qualified as a site amenity. So grandparents and little kids can kind of swing together. It's more sedentary. It's not so, you know, your typical belt swing. So like older generations can enjoy it with the younger generations. Do we have any questions on this one before I move to the option 2?
Is the tent, is that part of the
Oh,
shade?
yes.
Is that...
Sorry, this is the little picnic area that Scott was referring to. So it's nice too, like during COVID, we were so isolated that I think it's really great that they've taken an initiative to create spots where the community can gather. I think it's really important. We're kind of becoming isolated with, you know, stores shutting down, and we're just getting it delivered to our house. But we really need to create the parks districts and parks in cities, create that space where the community can come together. So I really like this. You can birthday parties. I don't know if you guys consider like revenue generation, maybe rent it out.
How many,
Is that a solid structure, or is it like a roof? Is that metal, or
It's
is that...
shade. It's fabric.
Fabric.
Sunbrella material.
I see.
Yes. And so there's 2 tables under here and 2 benches. One of these tables is ADA accessible, meaning it doesn't have one seat on one side, so someone can wheel up to it.
And they're all permanently there, right?
Yeah, they're going to have footings and cemented in the ground.
is there an opportunity to make, like add additional, the swing, what do you call that?
Oh, it's called a sway bench.
Sway bench, is there an opportunity to add another sway bench or add another structure with seating and covering? Or is that what we get for the price point?
That's the budget.
Okay.
Yeah, but, you know, I mean, that's why we're here. So we can discuss, like, maybe we can take something away if you guys think a sway bench is more important, right? I mean, this is your guys' park as well, so.
Now, what's that one at the right? You said, is that the board that has the different exercises?
Yes, so it doesn't render well. It's just blank right now, but it basically, I think in the catalog, there might be a better idea. It's all the exercises listed.
Yeah, I guess I've never seen the brown ones at the bottom of it. Is that a?
This
Benches.
is like an incline bench that you can do sit-ups, and then this is just a flat bench that you can also do sit-ups, but there's like different levels. You can also do the tricep dips here, the push-ups on the bench. So it gives lots of opportunities. I'm gonna see if they actually have the board in here.
Can I ask you a question going back to the tent? So you said it's a material that how long does that last, or what's the warranty period? You know,
Good
maintenance?
question. change any warranties. So the warranties are all in the back of the catalog, but also on the website. I put my glasses on for this one. So the Sunblocks products is a 10-year warranty. And they're pretty durable. I mean, the green color is one of my favorites because it doesn't fade as much as, like, say, red. So if you're, you know, if we're gonna go, I'd say like more the natural tones looks nicer longer. I'm sure you've seen like some of the umbrellas you buy in your backyard fade quicker than others. So like the green, the beige, you know, that's kind of stuff I like to think about too when we're gonna pick the palettes. Like darker plastics get hotter, so just kind of something to think about.
So you're saying darker as in the green one would get more hotter than the yellow?
No, these not so much, but like the dark blue.
Blue and red.
Yeah, red's
What are those little guys?
This is a little music.
That what those are?
Music on
Drums
trouble.
or-
Yeah, so we do, so like Scott was saying, we like to do like some sensory play. We give lots of different options. This is also a spinning seat that is adaptable for someone in a wheelchair. They can also,
That's what I was gonna ask.
yeah.
I have a
So,
question. Thinking, let's say we're thinking 15, 20 years out, we have the structure. When it is ready to be disposed of, what is the environmental impact? Are these not biodegradable, but what is kind of,
so
what
it-
impact,
Yes.
how long will it survive? Will it
Yes.
be in a landfill for the next 100 years? Or
we actually
turn it
have a
into something?
rating. It's called an ISO rating,
Okay.
which is basically environmentally friendly. It's a little bit more about here, but it's an industry certification issued by the Organization for Standardization, and we got the highest level of most of our. I think 80% of the product that goes into this is recycled material.
Okay.
And so when we demo a playground, our installers also try to recycle as much as they can.
Love to hear that.
Yes, I do
With
too.
with the current playgrounds, is that what you?
Yes,
Okay.
so like they'll take the steel to the, you know, steel recyclers, they'll take the plastic to the plastic recyclers, yeah.
I see there are two options. Is there a way to mix and match, or with the one option, the choices we have is with that option?
No, there's definitely options to mix and match. As long, I just need to be sure I'm keeping the budget in mind
Got it.
for Scott and Larry. But, you know, I mean, they're comparable, you know, things we can swap out. So if you see something that you're like in love with, but you like the other design better, we can always kind of like assess that and see, okay, how much is that one versus, and
For the Ridgepoint one, this one right here, what is that projected at right now? The budget?
they're both about the same, so let me pull that up. What I did is, just to let you guys know, so Scott gave the budget. What I do is I say, okay, typically the install demo is like 35% of the total budget. So I just deducted that right off the bat. And so Ridgepoint option 1, the equipment is $72,000. Shipping is estimated at $84,000 right now, and then demo and install is $29,000. And that's kind of for both because it's based on really the retail price of the unit. The installers kind of just go, okay, 35% of that, that's what I'll do for it. So it makes it a little easier for me, like when I'm dealing with a set budget, I can go, okay, let's take that off the top and then work, what can we get for that space?
Another question. Regarding the ground, is that something you do, or that's kind of the where we come in?
The ground is engineered wood fiber, and right now they already have some engineered wood fiber out there. So we're gonna reuse that. And then,
What we discussed about the new seating area under the shade, we will take the turf out and create a border and then go with probably decomposed granite as a surface material once the benches and things are installed. So it'll be its own separate area. But that's something that's kind of what that extra money in the budget is for, the fence and just fixing that
So
area.
it's like we take care of that.
We would do that,
Ground,
yeah.
okay.
and then probably do like, you'll probably need a little bit more since we're expanding this bit a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's called engineered wood fiber. It's safety surfacing that doesn't have splinters in it for the kids. And it's very resilient, yeah.
We use 5R, is
Yeah,
kind of
same
the industry name. We use it in all of our products.
All right, it's not that rubber.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Complaints.
Is that not good, the rubber,
Sometime we'll have lunch and I'll tell you
Okay,
about
all
our
right.
experience with
Okay,
rubber
yeah,
mulch.
yeah.
So, rubber mulch is ADA compliant, and it's good for a drop zone if an inspector
Yeah.
came in, but it's terrible. It's
Okay.
actually terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, and just to note on this, like I've been taking it out of a lot of schools because it off gases, and when it gets so hot here, it sweats, and so the rubber attracts all the VOCs in the air, and it sticks to the rubber. And so the kids play on it, and they're getting all that in their clothes, and you know they play with it, and so
Chew on it.
yeah.
Hopefully we're talking about the same thing. You're talking about, is it the poured in place?
No, the bark, the rubber bark.
Let's say if you're thinking about, like, if you go look at the water feature at Freedom Park, you'll see that there's what we call a poured in place. And it's beautiful, especially when it goes in, but when somebody comes in and vandalizes it with a pocket knife or a razor, then you gotta cut it out, and you gotta re-pour, and then it looks like patchwork.
I see what you're saying.
So the 5R, the engineered wood fiber, that's pretty much the standard
Okay.
that just about everybody uses.
And just to say, you know, as well, like, poured in place is like $20 a square foot. Engineered wood fiber is like $5 a square foot. So, I mean, when you're thinking about it, you don't get a lot of play value in the surface. So, yeah, there's lots of benefits to keeping, and it's more natural. So, any other questions on option one? I'll move to option two. Similar footprint. What we did with this one is still, there's lots of opportunity for the younger 2 to 5s and the 5 to 12s, but it's all in one combo unit. And here we added, this is a sensory wave. And if you guys have been out to Stryzek, they have lots of sensory panels on that ramp that goes in. So that's what this is, but it also works as an additional accessibility ramp. So you'll notice every playground has an ADA transfer point where it's an easy access to transfer from the wheelchair to the playground unit. So this one, this actually has two because it has the standard ADA ramp over, where is that? The standard ADA ramp, you'll see it leads to stairs and the smaller slide, but then this sensory wave also works as a second ADA accessibility point for this structure. So similar items going into this park, we have the spinning element. It's a net spinner. It fits 15 to 20 kids at once. It's very big because the older kids can climb to the top, the younger kids or mobility challenged can stay on the bottom. It's a solid surface and they all get to spin together. So it's accessible, it's fun, it's multi-generational. You'll see adults on it. And that's the spinning element that really stimulates the brain cells. We also did the sway bench here because it couldn't fit in a full swing, but I definitely wanted to get that swinging component in. And then the fitness unit here, it's a little bit more modern looking. It's called a Thrive, and same kind of durability as the fitness unit over here. Just has a little bit different look, but same amount of exercises available. It also comes with a board that lists all of the exercises, gives people kind of like ideas. If you want to make it more difficult, do it this way. There's also QR codes on both of these that you can use your phone and then watch videos. So, yeah. This one has a little musical element as well because I always like to include like the sensory. Both of these have little kind of hidden cozy spots underneath, and that's like we really like. When we talk about ADA and accessibility, you know, only 1% of disabilities are mobility. A lot of them are the autism, and they're dealing with like, you know, they get overstimulated. And so it's really important that you always design a safe space, a quiet space where they can retreat to, but still stay kind of connected. And so there's little seats underneath. You'll notice that they can go and kind of sit underneath the bench, underneath the platforms, and just retreat a little bit. But then there's also the sensory with the music, so they can kind of step back and do their own thing over here. And then there's also a little dramatic play for the younger kids that like to play house or whatever. It's a little house panel. So kind of just giving something for everybody on both of these options. Same area over here for the picnic. So
And
yeah,
they have a swing, the orange portion.
yes, that's the same sway bench, just different color, yeah.
For the, where the benches are, is there tables? There's tables?
Yes, yes. There's two, 4-sided square tables. One's ADA, so that only has 3 sides of seating, and then the 2 benches. It's hard to see through.
And then the
Yeah, that's
rendering, the
what I was
benches are facing the
Each
tables. We've already talked about, and they face the park.
Yes.
So that's easily.
Yeah, yeah. We can, when we do end up putting this in the ground, you know, we can go out and actually mark it wherever you guys prefer. Any questions on this one?
So what's the difference, why the sway bench instead of individual swings?
Individual swings need a huge view zone, and that's approximately 24 by 32 because of the ASTM standards. So basically, 8 foot high, you have to times that by 2, so you need 16 feet out this way and 16 feet out this way. So when you go to a park and you see swings, they always kind of look empty. It's because you can't have anything else around it. So the sway bench still gives the same activity as swinging, but it's a site amenity, so it doesn't need to be in the playground kit and it doesn't need to use some.
And budget-wise, we can only get one.
Huh?
And budget-wise, we can only get one sway bench.
Well, I mean, we can talk, you know?
Maybe I could jump in there real quick.
Yeah.
So we have a budget, okay? Can the budget be augmented? Yes, it can, if the board wishes to do that. I do want to caution is that we don't want to keep on throwing lots of elements in there just to throw elements in there. If you know what Ridge Point looks like right now, this is 1,000 times better than what you have. And I also would like to just caution the board about looking to add elements. A lot of time, Kelly and Scott have a tremendous amount of time of these things, as you hear Kelly talk, there's reasons why these things are put in, they're all meeting different criteria and different needs. But I mean, if the board says, hey, we'd like to put a couple more play elements in there, let us know, and Scott can work with Kelly. And again, we set aside a part of the budget for contingencies, for the unknown things that could happen during installation, construction, and demolition. But if the board wishes to augment the cost of the park, Kelly and Scott can work together and see what other play elements they can add into it. And then I can come back to the board next month and tell you what we did and have you approve those additional funds. The one thing we want to be careful of is, as Scott said early on, we want to get this stuff installed by summer so the kids can enjoy it. And we, with the things that are going on in the world right now, we don't know how these things are going to impact our, we already see how it's changing our day-to-day lives. Look at just gas. It's going to affect transportation to get this equipment out here, so there could be additional costs that we have to face later on. So I would just ask the board to look at what's been presented to you. If there's something that you ask us, if there's a way to add some more elements, I'll ask these two folks to work together to see if we can do that. But we want to be careful about taking things out and putting things in, because I think it changes the flow of what they're trying to accomplish. And like I said, most importantly, we want kids to enjoy it. So the sooner we get this done by the end of June, then they have the rest of the summer to enjoy it. So there's a lot of moving pieces that kind of make this thing work.
And I mean, like something like this, if it's super popular and you guys love it, we can always add one later on, because it's not like it has to go into the play space. So maybe like next year's budget, they're like $2,000. So we can add them over here.
We can handle $2,000.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the idea personally, but I feel like it would get utilized by parents more than kids.
Definitely.
And that's my only concern, is I would rather have something that a child would actually use versus parents just sitting and lounging while their kids are playing, where they could most normally sit on the bench. That's my only concern, because it's cozy, it's fun.
Yeah, it is.
And then the kids wouldn't be able to actually play with it.
And I'll guarantee you, the parents will.
Yeah.
But guess what? The most important thing about like our parks is giving them a reason to stay. Do you know what I mean? If it's boring and if parents are sitting on a static bench, they're gonna be like, I'm out of here. But if they're like, actually, parents get soothing from the sway as well. It's a calming thing, and so it's good for mental health of all ages. And if this was a larger footprint and we had the space, I would definitely say let's do swings too, because it's a different kind of activity. But to have this, I think you guys are gonna find that you're gonna get a lot of positive feedback from the parents.
So does this also include the workout area? Okay.
Yes.
And then I know you mentioned about QR codes for videos. Can we find some videos that folks can actually get a demonstration of how to use the equipment?
Yes, they do. They lead you to a link that has all different videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that is one of the videos, so that's available.
Yes.
Available.
Yes, that's what it is. Yep. Different exercises on the unit.
Yes.
Yes.
And they both cover the
Their prospective
variety of-
units.
well,
Yes.
the range of the ages, right? Both
Yes. 2 to 12
2 to 12.
activities for all ages. Any questions on this one? Just don't be affected by colors, because that can always change. This, I would say, like, this is more of the natural look. As far as like the wood roofs, this is kind of a little bit more modern. So it's really just, if you guys think about the neighborhood it's in, you know, what would the neighbors like? Kind of, you guys are deciding for them. So, and even if like you do like a more modern look, we don't have to go so bright, because maybe the neighbors might want a little something more subdued. So lots of decisions that are in your
See,
hands.
I like bright. I like things that jump out there. People go, wow, look at that over there. We gotta go see what it looks like,
True,
right?
I agree.
I was gonna say from kids' perspective, you know, that's just like,
It's funny because whenever the kids vote on like park designs, these ones don't do as well as like the jelly bean and candy flavored ones. So it's pretty interesting.
It kind of reminds me of, you know, the little Tyco play cars
Yeah,
that you got in. It had a yellow roof like
yeah,
this.
the little Fred Flintstone thing.
Right, you use your feet.
Yes. Yes. Okay, are you guys ready to move on to the next one, or are we doing anything with this right now?
Yeah, I think the feedback we want to get from the board tonight is what your preference is, so we can move forward with one, and also what color combination would you like, because we're ready to move forward tomorrow. And so the sooner you can make that decision tonight, if we wait a month, we're going to be a month, and now we're going to be into July. So what we're looking for you to see if you have one of these options that you prefer, and if you see any color, run them by Kelly, because she knows what, maybe certain colors just don't mix well together.
Last 2 pages there are color options.
So I like that yellow.
yeah, I was gonna say.
I like the yellow, I like the top on it, because it just, like you say, it's bling bling. That's what our neighborhoods need out here in North Highlands, is bling. Hey, shit, look what we got to do.
Yeah.
You know, this is brand new. That other one, option 1's good, but to me it's too dark. I don't think anyone can even see it. You know, I understand how you're saying it's more natural, but that's right, people will see that, you know, the neighbors, you know, yeah.
How do the bright colors do with the sun, I guess? Like fading and
This is
temperature?
actually my favorite palette to use up here, because the yellow doesn't really change. Yeah.
Are there any sensory concerns or colors with maybe our autistic children or whatever, you know?
Yeah, we don't really, I haven't read any studies with regard to that, so there's such a wide spectrum of the autistic thing.
Absolutely.
So, you know, some kids are gonna gravitate more towards certain colors, but you're never gonna like appease everyone.
And then, so in this one, the bottom is the music, the drums. What's the music or the audio thing on this side?
This is, it's very similar. It has like a marimba, I think it's called, that you take the stick and make the noise. And then there's a drum on here, and there's like a whistle, like the train whistle kind of. Not super loud though. So we actually have musical elements that are tuned to pianos and you can play actual songs on. Those tend to be better in settings where the houses aren't so close because they are a little bit louder. These are perfect for park settings that are in neighborhoods because the sound doesn't travel as far.
Good job.
So yeah.
Larry, would you want us to go ahead and vote on this?
Yeah, one or two.
Yeah, I think what Scott and Kelly would like you to do is pick one of the options and then a color option as well, and then we'll move on to Chardonnay Park.
No pressure, guys.
Can I ask you something? So let's say if one exercise equipment, are they interchangeable? Are the prices the same on them? So let's say if that exercise equipment goes on to that one, or is that the same thing? Does that make sense? Or do they vary in price?
Yeah, they're about the same.
Okay.
There's not much difference.
So Chair, I would like to make a motion to approve the second option for Rich Point.
Which is the yellow one?
Correct.
He's making a motion for 2. I mean, so we need,
Can I ask a question? Or,
yeah.
so when it comes to 2, are we talking design, color, and everything
That's what she
combined,
had.
or just like exactly that, or are we like choosing that
What
design?
she presented us right there is what we're,
Well, that's.
So let me amend my motion. I would like to make a motion to approve the structure in Rich Point option 2. That way we can talk about colors later. In a minute.
Generation is not till Wednesday, so you guys can have a couple days. Because even if we decided tonight, it wouldn't go until Wednesday. So.
Right, but we can't go back down to the meeting.
Oh, I see, yeah. And it all has to be on record, huh? Okay.
So, another question. Can I ask another question?
yeah, keep asking.
Well, when it comes to, let's say a couple of the board members want the other one. So is this voting comes in and go once, and let's say 2 of them want this, and then 3 of them want that, or does that make sense?
I wanted to ask 3 was
Wait.
So for the process, the reason that I put that motion on
Yeah.
the floor is because, number one, I hear you guys leaning towards this. Number two, if it does not pass with 3 votes, then we pretty much automatically know that, and we'll take a vote on option 1. But I didn't want to mix the 2 in the motion.
Yeah.
Can I
I-
see that? I'm sorry,
I guess the question is,
Oh, you guys-
if the other one is yellow, because we really like the yellow color, I'm guessing the question is, if the board member likes the one, but with the yellow color.
So that, again, the reason I'm trying to be very specific in my motion. So first we vote on the structure,
Okay,
and then we can come back and vote on the color.
sounds good.
Oh, I didn't even see
Second
that.
that?
Saying what, option 2,
Well, that's structure, right? That's,
the 2 structure for Ridge Point.
So if I can understand this correctly, Bo's made a motion to accept option 2, which is the one that's depicted in yellow, and that if there's 3 votes, that'll be the one, and then you're gonna come back and there'll be a second motion for the color, correct?
Yes.
actually, I
So you
think
got
that
the
one back.
motion, and you
No,
is there a second?
no,
No second?
sorry, yeah, I thought it was just to continue the motion and then we vote on which one we want.
That's what you're doing.
That is what it is. That's what it is.
Oh, you're right.
I take the second back.
Number 1 or number 2?
This is a very important question.
All right, that's,
You guys have questions for me I can answer?
It just looks like this Ridge Point one has more options. Am I seeing that correctly?
I agree with that. I like
It has way more,
I think we should, yeah, exactly, change the color.
we could change the color to yellow if we really needed to.
Yeah.
But we like this little guy. I mean, me personally, I think that's kind of cool.
And
You
that,
said it's up to 20 people, do you think we might get messy in there? The bigger kids?
Folks are not gonna let 20 kids get on that.
yeah, I mean, that's maximum, that's
Yeah.
it. So it is a little bit deceiving because this one is more spread out. But they all have a similar element. So like this is an overhead ladder where you get radiating. The overhead here is a little bit more compact. And the reason I was able to fit this spinner in here is because the unit is more compact. This spinner would not fit in there because the unit's more spread out. So just to kind of give you guys, I mean, honestly, the play value, if I assess the play value of both of these, they're very equal. It's just really a different aesthetic.
This one seems like there's a slide for older kids. I like the, what is this, rock climbing?
Yeah. This one is an 8-foot slide. That one is a 6-foot slide. So you're correct in that assessment.
Yeah. Yeah, so like Will said, go with the design first and then we can go after.
Okay.
I like how serious they take this. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, it's like,
Chair,
I see myself playing on this.
And exactly, let's get that right.
Chair, I would like
2 to 12. Just saying.
I am.
Chair, I would like to rescind my motion and submit another motion to accept Rich Point option number 1's play structure.
I second
Good.
Any further discussion?
Do you want to go with a brighter?
We're gonna do that.
So we'll never get to the
Oh,
vote.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, Director Cummings,
We just,
we're voting on the structure.
Oh, yes.
Wait, no.
I would vote yes.
Just one point of clarification. You said this wouldn't be able to fit there, right? Okay, that's it.
What if we exchange? I mean, I know you guys hate the exchange word, but does that compatible with space?
It's, yeah, to give you guys a top view, the top views show the use zones, and since this is a much larger diameter, it needs,
more space.
Yeah, it looks a lot
all
smaller
the way
here
around.
than it would.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally get it.
okay.
We were just kind of like battling.
Yes.
on that.
No, I
We like
love-
that little guard.
I love it.
But yeah, this seems more, but color-wise, what color we want, right?
No, we're not there yet. Slow it, Turbo.
Thank you.
So we got director,
Right.
director
Cummings,
said yes.
Yes.
she said yes. Okay, Director Hardy,
Aye.
Director Reynolds,
Aye.
Director Ballard,
Aye.
Chairperson Williams.
No,
No? Okay. Motion passed, 4-1. Linda,
Now color.
I like to put a motion yellow, bright colors like that.
Is that all the yellow, the green, orange, the palette? Is that what you call it? The
Yes,
color scheme?
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So you got-
Is there a specific
the
number attached to the
It is,
pallets?
they have a name, so this one's called passion fruit.
Okay. That would be helpful.
I like to put the motion, the passion fruit color scheme of the playground.
I second.
any further discussion? You're all right.
I'm still right.
You're good.
Director Hardy,
Aye.
Director Cummings,
Aye.
Director Reynolds,
Aye.
Director Ballard,
Aye.
Chairperson Williams.
Aye.
That motion passed 5-0 for passion fruit.
You cannot go wrong with these things. They're both wonderful, and it's, what an improvement over what's
Yes.
already there.
Yeah.
The kids are gonna love it.
Yes.
I love how you guys like take it so seriously, that's it, it's like, thank you.
Yeah, our baby's singing.
Yeah, I see my kids playing.
All right.
Now this one,
Wow.
I guess.
Ready?
Oh, I like the umbrellas. Oh my
Okay, so moving on to Chardonnay. You guys ready? So Chardonnay option 1. It's on the top view, it's a little deceiving because it kind of looks like there's a lot of empty space here, but there's actually a lot going on. So what we have here are 2 different zones in this park. We did a 5 to 12 over here, but we also busted out this little peninsula that's right here to make it a more unified space. So the 2 to 5 is over here. 5 to 12 is here. This is a 12-foot tower, and that's why we have to do the tube slides, because they are kind of like a thrill slide. So you can't have it open because that's dangerous. So 12-foot tower. This is kind of the highlight of this design, I would say. And this is a zip track. So it's very similar to a zip line. There's a platform on each side. The kids, let me see if there's here, you'll see there's a rope with a disc at the bottom of the rope. And then right next door, there is a ADA seat for a zip line that they can kind of play with each other side by side. And an older child, a younger child, a mom and a child. So lots of options for that. We call it equitable play. So it's doing the same thing side by side, but for all abilities. These are super popular, super fun. We amended a design. Like, you guys have probably seen the zip lines in cities and municipalities. The zip line are so popular that they constantly were needing to be replaced, the cable, because they get so much work out. And so what we did was we modified the design in that this is a metal track now, and there's a pulley system inside. So there's no cable, it just runs on the track. So it's pretty much bulletproof. The only thing I could see replacing, if you ever needed, would be like if somebody damaged, vandalized that zip seat. But they're pretty bulletproof as well. There's metal throughout the rope. They're really hard to damage. And so that's this little thrill area here. And then next to that, we have what's called a tri-runner. So this is a new take on swings. It's 3-pronged, and they each have the cable system with the disc at the end, and users go round and round and round. So it works as a spinning element and a swinging element.
Real quick, was it a tri-runner?
Tri-runner.
Is that
Yes.
in here, right?
Yes. Let me see. It would be, yeah. Let's see. It would be in the freestanding. Yeah, give you guys a better. Oh, and these are the fitness things too that you guys can look at. These we've had at CPRS for a couple of years prior to this one, and they were so popular, like all the activities directors and parks directors were trying them out, and they're like, this is so fun. So it's great multi-generational play as well. Should be right in here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so these are fun for all ages. And then over here we did the little 2 to 5 play structure. It's really cool.
That's new. I don't think there's
It's super fun. And the 2 to 5 area is highlighted in this little section right here. It's called an Echo, and it's a compact unit. Really fun, really cute. It kind of encompasses sensory play, dramatic play, and physical play, all in this 2 to 5 little area. So with that, I added shade because this doesn't include integrated shade, so I just added a freestanding shade near that. And then a huge shade over the fitness area that we are going to add onto the existing pit. And this fitness area is different stations. We didn't do the compact station like the Thrive unit. These ones are kind of lined up all in a row. So it gives space between users, but it's kind of like a circuit all the way down with the large shade over it.
So question, and I probably should have asked it in the last presentation, but it just dawned on me. Well, hold on. We have a question over here. Are we doing away with the grills? Because I haven't seen any grills in this, and I know that could be something that we add ourselves, but...
No, we're not doing away with them, but I think you want to make sure that you don't put grills too close to the play area.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the kids don't get, burn themselves or something. But once we get everything in here, if there's likely an area where we can carve out and bring in some portable grills, so that way the parents, if they want to come and do a little barbecue or something, they
Birthday
can.
party or something
Yeah.
like that. All right.
Because down here, there's like a lot of nice shade trees too. And I think this is where some existing benches are, so we wouldn't really touch that area. So any questions on this one? Okay, let's move to,
Are there swings or the try?
it's the Tri-Runner is in
Yeah,
lieu of
because right now it's
swings.
like 5 or 6 of them there.
But again, I mean, like this, we could always swap out for swings if you guys wanted that. And that's basically a pretty even swap. So I was just kind of wanting to show you guys all the different options that are available because there are new ways of thinking outside of the traditional swing. So that's kind of why I wanted to have that. Yeah. So this one does have the traditional swing, and it has the integrated shade on the traditional swing, so it's kind of hard to see, but these are, we did 2 expression swings, which if you guys have been out to Strizek, it's the parent taught swing that they can swing together, and it creates attunement with their eyes, so the babies really learn from our faces. And so when we find they see the mom happy, that kind of feeds into them. So that's the whole philosophy behind the expression swing, but it also is great for, it comes in ADA compatible, so a parent with special needs can swing with them as well. So there's 2 expression swings. I did the 1 ADA, 1 taught, and then 2 belts on this one. And then this unit, like the Ridge Point, they're combination units. So it looks massive, but there's lots of opportunity for the younger area over here with their own little shade, and then the Thrill over here with the higher slides and more difficult activities on the higher side with the larger shade. And then this is functionally linked, so we gave them some options for net play as well, which it's becoming popular. It's not for everybody, so I always like to kind of do a hybrid of like net play with the traditional post and platform. But this is really challenging. It's actually really good for fitness, works every muscle group. And so this kind of functionally links with the whole unit. This is a Roxall seesaw, a little bit of a new take on the old seesaws we used to have when we were kids. It takes 4 people, and it also is ADA compliant and multi-generational.
What's different about that from the old one?
This one has the seats that are supportive, so if you don't have the upper body strength, you have a special needs child that can't hold themselves up, they are actually still able to play.
Okay.
And they don't need to move it because the other 3 can give them that motion and work it for them. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
In order for it to function, does it have to be 4 people or can 2?
Nope, it could be 2. And then you'll see, like I did just kind of like a rainbow climber to add in some quiet play space. Like if there's a lot of kids on here and we have a shyer child that wants maybe just to try things out first and tap their toe in the water, just a little freestanding climber over here. And then we have 2 spinning elements. One is a spinning leaf seat, or no, it's a rotator, I'm sorry. It's this rotator, so you stand on it, and it's kind of like the teacups in Disneyland, but you can have multiple kids on this at once, and you spin the top, and you spin around. So since this isn't so ADA friendly, it would be difficult for somebody in a wheelchair, I put right next door to it a spinning element that has the harness seat, and so they can play next to each other. Similar events. This one also has fitness, and you'll notice down here is the fitness area. We can move this. I just kind of wanted to show the different options. Like, okay, we could put it here, we could put it here, we could put it here. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of variety. And this is similar to the one at Ridge Point. So if you guys wanted to do a different one, we can swap this out for the Thrive as well. For about the same price.
And I'm sorry if I missed it. Does this one incorporate some adult fitness?
Yes. Oh, that's what I was just saying. Yeah, the adult fitness is down here.
All right.
And then over here, the adult fitness is here. So this is a compact unit. It's a little more friendly as far as like you need less engineered wood fiber, you need less space. This one's a little bit more spread out, which is why I incorporated the shade over here because it's pretty bright and the trees are here and here. So just wanted to give you different ideas of how to incorporate fitness. I personally like the hub because I think it creates a little bit more community, but some people don't like people in their space. So it's nice to have the option to do stations as well. Questions?
How much time do we have?
When it comes to maintenance, I mean, how much maintenance do those zip lines and the one require?
Tri-runner?
Yeah, the tri-runner.
So they're pretty bulletproof.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like to put, especially like, in the higher use districts, I don't like to put anything that's like the old traditional zip lines because Sunrise is constantly calling me for new zip lines and I feel horrible. So I tend to like use things that are our best products, our most durable, so you guys don't have to call me so frequently.
I think with that one, there's going to be people who are going to do it. They're all going to be like, they're going to get out more people, I think. Yeah, they love those.
There's, so we have 2 of these in Davis and they're always aligned. And it shut down during COVID and they locked it up and they were getting complaints every day. And it wasn't about the park, it was just about the zip line. So it's popular. It's fun because I feel like for so long we took the thrill out of parks because we were so concerned with safety. So bringing back like a tri-runner or a zip line, it's bringing a thrill to the park that's kind of been missing for a while.
It'll bring more traffic, and I think the more people hang out, the more will come.
Yeah, when I went to Rockland Quarry, they have those, and like that's all the kids wanted to do versus all of the other things that they were to do.
Chair, I would like to make a motion to accept the structure of Chardonnay, option number 1.
I'd like to second that.
Any further discussion?
Yes, are we able to swap the bottom, what is it, that bottom,
The rock salt?
yeah, with anything on that side, or no, because of space?
It's space. I know. This is a 30-foot diameter radius for the tri-runner.
I love that.
I do too.
I like that, yeah.
Me too.
No other further questions?
Ms. Terry?
Director Shermans,
I
Director Harden,
Aye.
Director Reynolds,
Aye.
Director Valley,
Aye.
Chairperson Williams.
No.
Why?
Just because.
I just messed with it. Okay.
I love tradition. I like
I'm just messing with you.
Okay,
Motion
so,
passed 4-0, 4-1.
so yeah, on the colors, I'll speak up on this
option
one.
1.
Because I can really visualize that neighborhood around. I don't know about this orange and green. I just feel like it doesn't fit the neighborhood. I was originally leaning towards option 2, but I recognized that was primarily because of the color. But I like the options, the structure of option 1. So I'm just, discussing with you all, and if you can kind of close your eyes and think about the neighborhood, I just don't think that orange is a good fit.
What do you think about that pineapple? Or whatever the...
Passion.
Passion fruit, okay. That
It's some fruit, right?
one. A bright fruit.
That's what I wrote down.
I trust y'all, because I don't know how to decorate things.
I just like bright.
colors.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it
think
does,
it's gonna get
it's
even more
more-
traffic over there.
It's
Okay.
aesthetically catching.
I might put a little crush on this
This
one.
sounds like you're doing a big one.
No options.
This Echo is super cute, but it only comes in this color palette or Whimsy. So Whimsy is an option.
What color is Whimsy?
It's a little more neutral. It has a little highlight of orange and
Right.
purple.
So does that mean the rest of the park have to be...
I would recommend, it doesn't have to,
I like that color.
but aesthetically, it looks better if it
all kind of matches?
Or if you liked the Echo in this color better, we could do a complementary palette that has some of these elements in it. Or if you liked the whimsy, we could, you know what I mean, kind of work with the colors and just pull everything together.
What's that
Because
palette
I'm
called?
still in the loop.
This is Jungle.
Ooh.
What's nice about it?
You mentioned before blue, but you said dark blue attracts a lot of heat. That's not
That's
this
sky
blue,
blue,
right?
yes, no.
I don't think
we're
we
using
want blue
dark
in North Highlands.
Okay, all right.
Oh, no.
The one that is that.
And what is that called? What's it called?
Whimsy?
Oh,
Yes.
wait, can we?
What if we do that, well, Wednesday that one, but then whole thing after passion? Is it? Or pineapple, when is it? Passion.
Okay, so here's my thing. I know we like bright colors to attract. I don't think bright colors go very well where this part sits. But the attraction piece is going to be the zip line. That's still going to bring people, that's still something different that will attract them, that we don't necessarily have to have neon lights.
So here are the two color palettes for the Echo. And we could easily incorporate, like if you want to do the Echo this color or this color, we can incorporate, like jungle goes nicely with this, if you wanted to go more neutral, because it has the orange and the green. Echo, I mean what's this color called even? I think it's called Whimsy and Bloom. So cute. So there's, I mean, and it's such a small little space that you could, jungle could incorporate easy on that one as well. So don't let it hinder you. I'll figure out a way to kind of bring it all together.
So can you reiterate what you're
Okay.
telling us?
So-
I know what kind of motion.
Yes. So here's the two color options for the smaller 2 to 5. What we can do is incorporate these colors with this. So if you're looking at this one, you like this one better, let's say what would go good? Jungle would go good because it has the orange and the green. So just kind of consider that when you're looking at the palettes. I just wouldn't do like a purple with the blue. It just wouldn't look very well. So you guys want to pass that down? Maybe decide which palette you like best, and then we can go from there, of the Echo.
So it's just that one piece that only comes.
That'll be difficult. It's because it's new, so they didn't know how popular it was going to be, and they had to order the HDPE for it.
What do you guys?
I mean, I think for me, I feel like this is a good compromise. I don't think that orange is as bright, I mean, as having a tone of orange, which is a big deal.
What color is this?
Just to see how that all matches.
Yeah, I wish we had before and after pictures, or before.
Yeah, I get
I'm
it.
color coordinated.
I show those photos.
See how the red and the green like that? Really?
How does the orange work in the summer?
The orange is good. Yeah. Did you guys like one or the other better?
I love yellow.
Me too. I'm with you on that. I'm surprised you like the bright colors. Since
I
you
like
only
bright.
keep it- Since you only keep this regular
I
bright.
personally like
You know, it just,
this one.
that's what people
This one?
say.
Personally.
So, okay, so on this one, if you guys like this one, you don't like the orange though, right? Was that?
My one person, one vote, looking at that neighborhood, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't fit aesthetically.
Is it the orange though that's
It's the orange.
doing it for you? What if we just swapped out the plastic for yellow? That's a possibility. Or any other plastic color, because you can customize it too.
That seems like a good compromise, y'all.
Give me yellow, get my vote.
Yellow? Okay. Yellow, or there's like a creamy beige color if you want to go more neutral, but then the other stuff will pop.
So then, it's funny, because like, if the choice is between orange and yellow, I would pick orange, because I think it's the,
So if you look at this,
not so, but
so these are all the plastic colors. So if it's the orange, I mean, if you wanted a little bit more neutral, we can go champagne. Or
Chardonnay, champagne.
Where's the peanut?
yeah.
Okay.
Too many decisions.
I
okay, so give me the name of the two Bloom and Winsley.
That's for these?
Yes.
I make a motion
Which one is
to accept Winsley as the color option for Chardonnay option 1.
Oh, is that okay? That was like lime green. Okay.
Vote it out.
Right, right.
Can I get a second, please?
We're gonna have to separate those two.
I'm over here making mom decisions, okay? No, I'm just kidding.
So whatever color you go with the plastic, it would be replacing that, it would be replacing the seat here for whatever other color we decide, and then the musical.
Well, we got a motion for
For if we're even doing that, right?
Winsley and
No, that's the motion for Winsley color palette for Chardonnay option 1.
for option 1, okay.
Winsley is,
White, blue, orange, periwinkle, and
I mean, if you
green.
don't like it, you can just vote it down, but I want us to at least.
Move on. Yes.
So I got a motion, no second?
Well, what motion would y'all second? We only have 2 options.
You have a motion.
The other option is leave it as is.
We can always, if we don't have a second, we get him to rescind his motion.
No, you don't have to. If
No?
there's no second, then the motion dies.
Oh, okay.
All right, no, yeah, there's no second motion.
Okay, anyone gonna second his motion for Winsley? Sounds like a no, so it's done.
sorry.
So, no, don't be sorry, don't, hey, this is our part. We can pick and choose what we want.
I make a motion to leave it as Chardonnay option 1 as it is on the board.
The color.
The color scheme on the board, which was Sean.
Okay, I got a motion for what it is as is. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have any further discussion?
I feel like I just bought a car.
Hi, Miss Sherry.
You are awesome.
All right.
Quickly.
Director Cummings,
Aye.
Director Hardy,
Aye.
Director Reynolds,
Aye.
Director Malcolm,
Nay.
Director, Chairperson Williams.
No.
Motion passed 3-2.
Well done.
I should have voted in for that.
Does the air conditioner come with that
I
car?
want to get it.
I'm just waiting, guys.
Question, are these images, are they public record? Are they to be,
I'm
are
gonna
they
leave them
confidential?
with you.
Well,
Is it confidential until?
well,
something
when,
official?
when everything's done and said, and we get the new renderings, we can then have it put on a website.
Well, Ms. Kelly, we appreciate your time.
You guys are so much fun.
Effort.
So you could, I mean, because I think we count the colors.
Yeah.
So you,
for sure.
oh, shoot, well, you can take that off. Or I can take it.
The reason I'm not pressing that.
I'll
just leave them and we'll pick them around.
Okay,
I can't
okay.
decorate.
And then if you want me to make
I'm
like
just,
fancy.
I don't have that skill set or that vision.
Something
So I rely on other
on the
people.
website.
Yes.
My only
Yes,
thing
yes,
is
yes,
thinking
yes.
about.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah, Kelly brought cookies too, there's cookies back there.
No, I honestly all weekend.
It's like friends and brothers.
Okay, hey, let's move on.
Nice to meet you guys.
Really
You guys are
Me
doing
too.
an amazing job, like honestly. And then for, if we get this in by 4th of July, maybe we could do like a ribbon cutting with like snow cones or something.
That's cool.
Yeah? Okay.
So official.
Remember, we're gonna be doing another park here in the next 18 months.
Hopefully I'll see you soon.
Yes.
Thank you so
Only
much.
bring yellow colors.
Yes, passion.
Passion pineapples. Bye, guys.
Thank you, get home safe. All right,
Don't forget to take cookies home.
Thank you.
all right, now we'll go to new business B, calendar year 2022 investment policy. For the pooled investment fund is Larry.
Okay, I'll make this, try to make this quick anyhow. This is the annual county report that's previously been approved by the County Board of Supervisors for calendar year 2022. This is a pooled county investment fund. that establishes cash management and investment guidelines for the county director of finance. This is an annual item that comes to us, and the county board of supervisors has already approved it, but now it comes to us, and if the board agrees, you will vote to receive and file this report.
You got any highlight for us?
Just county paperwork.
Anything that you could highlight for us, Larry?
Well, you have a copy of the annual report. Let's put it this way. They pool all our funds with other special districts, cities, and other entities within the county. And the annual return, I believe, was just slightly over 1%. That's very conservative because it's if we lose money in it, it affects all the business, or excuse me, all the government agency operations. So it's basically it's a report that says how they will do it. It is put under the direction of the county finance director, who will implement it. But it's really nothing to point out. It's really it's just a policy. So I wish I could tell you more, but
No, I was thinking of like, is there anything a big change that happened this year versus?
no, none. They usually send out a fact sheet that'll tell you that if there's any difference between the year before, and I did not see one this year. In fact, I've only seen one, I think, in the last 3 or 4 years. And so I don't think there's been any investment, any policy changes for their investment efforts. But the board votes is to receive and file. That's the way the county set it up.
So all we're doing is voting on it, yay or nay. So, any further discussion on it? I mean, can I get a motion?
I move to receive and file this annual report that was approved by the Board of Supervisors in December 2021.
Second, okay, any further discussion?
Director Cummings?
Aye.
Director Hardy?
Aye.
Director Reynolds?
Aye.
Director Valley?
Aye.
Chairperson Williams?
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Okay. All right, next, C, the amendment to the district administrator's employment agreement. This is, I gotta read some stuff. So, on February 10th of 22, the board of directors, we met in a closed session discussing the administrator's employment agreement. The following was an oral and a written summary of the proposed changes to this agreement. We all have this in our package just in case. On December 16th, the parties entered into the district administrator employment agreement, which has been amended several times since. So in other words, that's when we got Larry aboard with us. The parties now desire to amend the agreement in order to adjust his salary and added allowance. So basically what we decided on, we're giving him an annual yearly salary of $131,004 per year, and then we are also now doing a $400 per month automobile allowance. This no effect with any other agreement provisions. So what's recommended is the board of directors accept and approve the amendment to the district administrator's employment agreement with regards to the adjusted salary, retroactive January 1, and the approval of the automobile allowance effective March 1st. So this is something that we obviously talked about, we agreed upon back there, we just have to now officially put it out there. You know, we've already discussed it, we've already done everything. So there shouldn't be anything else to say on it, is there?
Just you have to take a vote.
Yeah, just a vote. So now we will vote.
I'd like to put a motion to accept and approve the amendment to the district administrative employment agreement.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Director Cummings?
Aye.
Director Hardy?
Aye.
Director Reynolds?
Aye.
Director Valley?
Aye.
Chairperson Williams?
Yeah, aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
All right, last one is the correspondence that we got from the county of Sacramento, number 10D. the elections of the Special District Representative for the Sacramento County Treasurer's Oversight Committee. Attached I have is a Treasury Oversight Committee fact sheet. We request that your district governing board provide us with a nomination by April 1st of 22. Individuals nominated must meet the criteria on the fact sheet. Please include a resume and a one-paragraph candidate statement for the nominee. Qualifications. A majority of the public members must have expertise or academic background in public finances. The other public members shall be economically diverse and bipartisan in the political registration. All other members must have expertise or academic background in public finance. Members must file a statement of economical interest, Form 700, within 30 days of assuming office and file annually thereafter. So, what we need to decide if we have somebody that meets the qualifications. We don't have to, correct?
Correct.
So it's up to if someone wants to nominate themselves or somebody.
I nominate Member Cummings because of her financial background, if possible. Or is there someone, a list of people that we're supposed to choose from?
No, and this is one of those we don't have to
Okay.
give it, because other special districts are gonna be getting theirs, you know. So this is something in past, we never had anybody on this, you know, when it's come up.
And if I could just add to it, it's not just Parks and Recreation. This special district, it's cemetery, it's police, it's fire, it's water, it's, you know, I think there's what, 250 something in the state of California. So it covers quite the gamut of special districts.
So if you choose a member, that goes into the pool of other.
Yeah, so what happened is if this is going to all the special districts, and if there's 10 nominees,
Yeah.
then they're all going to come back on, be on the ballot for a vote.
Yeah.
I'm interested, but I will support Member Cummings if she is willing to accept or wants to do it.
Okay, I accept.
So we got a first and a second.
But was it official motion? Crystal, will you restate that?
Yeah, I move to nominate Member Cummings for the position. Oversight, say holding for the Treasury Oversight Committee. To serve on the Treasury Oversight Committee.
I second that.
Any further discussion? Terry?
Director Cummings? Aye. Director Harlan? Aye. Director Reynolds?
Aye.
Director Allen?
Aye.
Member Sands?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay. Good luck, V.
Make it happen.
All right, payment of the bills. I only have one question. Didn't we buy those basketball hoops already? For Bridgeport?
The equipment was delivered several weeks ago. It required a pretty intricate retrofitting to make it fit with the old standards of Bridgeport.
Oh, okay, yeah, I
We had
saw
to
that and I'm going.
We had to bring someone in to,
Oh, okay, no, it's.
it was a whole thing.
Just the actual hoops, like the
Nets?
or the net, yeah.
The simple explanation is, it was a front mount, and the staff person that's no longer with us bought a rear mount. So we had a contractor come in and fabricate support bars to make it all work together. So it's just that's the cost for his service.
Question, in regards to Ridgepoint, are there any other upgrades? I know we're talking about turf. Is there plans to add another basketball hoop or another volleyball or any other items? Or is that a question I should ask when we go in your report next month?
I think that'll be something that you will be part of your discussion for your park master plan.
Okay, all right, then I'll hold. And then, question about, for the spring fling, is that the egg hunt? Is that the extravaganza that? Oh, okay, okay.
That's the 19th, right? April.
March 19th is a true.
So we own a tractor, is that,
Pardon?
we own a tractor?
Yes.
Oh, what do we use that for?
For aerating or moving piles of soil and mulch from one location to another.
Oh.
Yeah, we have a John Deere.
What's the budget for the spring fling?
Offhand, I can't give you a number, but it's in the budget.
It has 0 on here, so I wasn't sure if it's on this or something else.
We can follow up with you on that.
Thank you.
I'm assuming that's because we haven't purchased a lot of items for the spring fling yet.
We've spent our budget,
It's already been spent.
the majority of it, yes.
Okay.
Got to book entertainment and stuff like that ahead of time, so it has to be paid for.
I make a motion to pay the bills for the month of February 2022.
I second.
Okay, Ben, did you second?
Yes, sorry.
So, quick question. So we're incorporating cherry blossom, it's just automatically
Yes.
put into it. I saw the two.
Yes.
Because I just saw them and said, man, I don't think we've been saying cherry, because you know how Alan was.
Yeah, you just said to have writing in there saying.
Okay, no, that's fine. So we have first and second, any further discussion?
Okay. Okay, Director Cummings.
Aye.
Director Hardy.
Aye.
Director Reynolds.
Aye.
Director Bowden.
Aye.
Chairperson Williams.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Before you adjourn the meeting, could I make two comments? One is, now that we're back in meeting in public, I would leave this up to the chair of the board. There's probably not a reason to do a roll call vote now, because we had to do that on Zoom, so we knew who was voting. So it's up to you if you want to continue doing a roll call, or if you just want to do an open vote, where if you motion second, all in favor, say aye, aye, thank you, okay, we move on. So just to let you know that that's an option available to you. And the second one is really good news. Earlier today, Terry went down to the post office and spent a good hour down there mailing out about 20 RFPs for the park master plan. So it is out now, and we sent it to about 20 landscape design firms, and I will put a copy of it. You know, actually, if you would prefer, I can email you a copy of the RFP, or I can put it in your box so you can see what the timelines are, and it just lays the whole thing out, completion dates and our expectations of the different design firms. So that's been done, and now we, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we will get the Sierra Creek Park RFP done and out as well.
Thank you, Terry. That's a long time up there.
Okay, one more. You also have, which,
That goes into your budget.
the budget,
To replace, that was the mid-year
the
salary.
mid-year, okay.
Yeah, so please take that old one out and replace it with the new one, because that reflects the January 1 cost of living increase you gave the employees.
Meeting adjourned. The next board meeting will be in the Park District, April 14th at 6:30 here, barring COVID. We need signatures. Don't leave without signatures.
Oh, wait.